Seagal?
Yeah, S-E-G-A-L.
I have one that I have before. It's a regular sarcophagus.
And the phone number is
So you have a full skeletal.
810-8959. And his name is Chuck
Oh, Bay Area well.
So just to call him and tell him that you guys need comment or whatever.
Like for
Because
medical?
he has one, actually, he had one in St. Pete.
I never had a real skeletal.
Oh, okay.
But his name was Mr. Bose.
Mr. Bose?
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you.
I know, yeah. I told him. I knew.
I've always intrigued with morticians and their work.
Plus years experience.
Wow. Yeah, we had I think the most, I would say, authentic Buddhist service. It was a tragedy. It was a number of years ago. Involved a lady who came from Germany. But her son and her husband, we had the service all day with the chanting, the drums, the
Oh, I know.
offerings.
Yeah, it's
But
like
then
just
we all
different
fall into the
connections.
5
But
p.m.
in the time,
The son,
there was a lot of people.
Stay right across the street.
There was a lot of people.
No, with my grandma.
Yeah.
5 o'clock until the process was done.
Yeah, so
Stayed in
we're
front of the
literally.
I actually left here just before they left. And it's just their dedication and loyalty was just amazing.
I bet you all of the diva Debbies, you know,
Yeah, my number.
the Debbies.
I turned 24 on Sunday.
He is a director at a funeral home. And you all know I get a kick out of this. Always. I desperately been needing a coffin for years, like 3 years now.
Your temple is over there in St.
We're not traveling monks. I'm not a residential monk anymore. After 5 years of apprenticeship, we can go off on our own. We travel like in the days of the Buddha.
Oh, that's interesting.
And quite frankly, in the days of the Buddha, like Venerable Ajahn Chah's monastery was a crematory. That was their monastery, like how it should be. And my thing is, when I have my own monastery, a room dedicated to have coffins in there. Because the Buddha says the problem is we think that we have time, and we in fact don't. So when they come in, they reflect, but that is a room where it shakes people up so that they do what needs to be done, practice what needs to be practiced.
It's important to people we are not our bodies. Right. In our essence is who we are. So it's I think for people to really get to the core, it's nice to be able to make that separation from what we are, spiritual beings and not human beings.
I'm doing current research right now on life after death by the University of Virginia, Department of Conceptual Studies, where they've had a 50-year longitudinal study recording people with near-death experience and all that. So we're doing a lot of cemeteries. We're out there, for my TikTok and Instagram.
Have you heard of the term death doula? It's a new concept. I had one on my staff, but then she moved to Chicago. So a doula typically is the equivalent of like a midwife that helps people to bring a baby into it. So now there are people that are trained and certified to help people transition to death. And not only do they help with spiritual needs and their physical needs and trying to help the family to adjust, but now they're even getting into using some hallucinogenics and things to help terminal patients so that they're not fearful, that they're not in pain, that they're not. And it's something I think you're going to see more and more. Yeah, death doula.
What is it?
Death doula.
A death doula, people to help people who are terminally ill transition to death, because it's
Kind of like hospice, but
Yeah.
to the second power.
But for the spirit more than just the body. Yeah.
Wow. I could spend hours with them.
Oh, good. He can spend hours with you guys because he loved Buddhas.
Well, had I not been born Jewish, I probably, from learning about different religions, I would probably maybe study Buddhism if I wasn't. You know, I can find what I need in my own religion, but I'm saying I love the substance. And when we're in China, we visit the Buddhist temples all the time, and she translates everything for me. And it's like, I agree with that. I get that. I like that.
Wow.
How long you both of you been Buddhists?
So I've been a monk for 8 years, and he's a novice monk. He's only been doing this for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 21. He was born in Korea. He was adopted, and then he renounced after his breakup with his girlfriend. He renounced and gave everything up. That's what part of being a monk is giving everything up. And a very rare representative of his generation to give up everything to learn the path to peace.
And you give up everything, but for what reason? Because you just, why you give up everything?
Was there
Because
something in your life?
it was, so I became a monk after my grandmother and best friend passed away. Suddenly, my grandmother had a heart attack, and my best friend died of accidental death. And after that, I hit rock bottom. I was on a very suicidal path. And then I was like, I was gonna be dead or in prison if I didn't change. So I figured I needed to do something. And I found my path to peace in Buddhism. Something that my grandmother was in, but I was born and raised Catholic. But we know, it didn't work out in that other side.
So how many monks in your area or in your?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. More Mahayana monks, which is in China, Mahayana. Buddhism, rarely do you see Theravadins, which is the right shoulders being exposed. I'm now a traveling monk, so I travel to place to teach. I'm no longer a residential monk. Like I explained to your husband, after 5 years of apprenticeship, we go off on our own, similar to the days of the Buddha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going to China?
I want to. I think my dad's been to Beijing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go there, right? Oh my God, this is our rabbis.
Oh, rabbi.
So